So welcome back to EXTV, and that was an international guest. So we had Lucas from Germany, our good friend, give us his opinion. Then we had Pedro Pavia from his homeland, Portugal. And we had Jamie Ward, Irish international, who's based out in Portugal at the moment, who's taken in some of the environment during the Portuguese game, giving us their opinions of those wonderful games that were yesterday. So, Andre, we had a huge game today. Italy against Switzerland. It finished 3-0 with goals obviously coming from Locatelli, who gave a special performance, and Immobile. So it was a great 3-0 victory, a game that we didn't expect. We thought Switzerland maybe would have something. But what did you think of this game, Andre?
Well, the thing is, what really amazed me, which is something we spoke about in our first video, it's the ability for Italy to sustain that kind of football they were playing. You know, it's very high-pressing, fast football. Even the commentators were saying it as well, which, once again, it's breaking a lot of stereotypes about Italian football and tournaments. You know, as Sandro, who we'll get to a little bit later on, mentioned in our last video, he mentioned that, the ability to score was a concern, and so did I. And, today, what really impressed me was the ability to find different solutions. They were able to score goals essentially from outside the box. And, the ability to look very comfortable and sustain that football for 90 minutes was very impressive to me. Now, in the last 10 games, I think Italy have only conceded one goal, James. And everybody's maybe a bit prematurely saying that Italy is going to be title contenders. But I was very impressed with how they played. Switzerland really never got into the game except for some isolated incidents. Shaqiri a couple times created some space. And, to be honest, James, Italy is starting to raise a few eyebrows. I know they were my dark horse. For some people, Italy is never a dark horse, but I know a lot of people kind of wrote them off. But I think they're starting to show the characteristics of a team that could have a decent run in this tournament, James. So I was very impressed. Mancini playing that 4-3-3. I know there was some concerns about Chiellini coming off. So we'll see how that goes. But I mean, Italy has solutions in Bastoni and these other guys. So I was very impressed. 6 points, no goals conceded. Italy is starting to look the part, James.
Yeah, I thought it was a polished performance. I mean, I was worried a little bit when Chiellini came off with that injury. I mean, I'm hoping that he will obviously bounce back, but it doesn't look probably too good for him. I thought Bonucci obviously stepped up well and shored up the back line there. I mean, I don't remember Donnarumma having a save, to be honest. I mean, I think it was maybe one, and I was expecting a little more from Mbolo, which we talked about, obviously, from the Swiss team. But I found, for example, from the Swiss team, Shaqiri he's looking a little overweight. I don't know if it's just me, but he just looks, a little out of short sorts. He had one opportunity that I thought he was maybe going to get a goal near the end, but all in all, I think Italy, they've changed from this, we used to say this defensive style. Now they're looking very offensive, which is great for the tournament. And I think, obviously, a little more than me. You watch Serie A very regularly, but this performance from Locatelli was fantastic.
Yes, and, in addition to these guys, like, the young, Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan, he's a player. For anybody who's looking at Serie A, he was a key player for Inter Milan in the title win this season. A very young, exciting player. There was also Sensi, who was ruled out. He was another exciting player, but he's always injured. He probably would have been great on this team. But I mean, as Sandro said, back there's long gone of the days of the the Del Pieros and the Christian Vieris and the Alessandro Nestas and the Maldinis. This looks like a very young team, and I use the word team. It's a very overused word, but it looks like they're collectively on the same page. The drive and combined mental attitude of this team seems to be very much present. You see on the field the kind of energy, and Roberto Mancini is a high energy coach, James. He's a guy who's the coach of the energy on the sideline. Some coaches sit quietly. He gets a lot of his out of his players. He's a passionate coach, and like I said before, the original concern for a lot of people was the goal scoring, and they seem to have solved that. Immobile is doing well. Insigne is a player that is proving to be very much crucial for this team. He's all over the pitch. His low center of gravity and the way how he gets in between the lines is very exciting for me. And teams are having a hard time dealing with this pace. Now, will Italy be able to sustain this with the traveling and so on? Because that's an issue that a lot of people are bringing up. I mean, this is not a typical Euros, James. These guys are flying to different countries. It's not like they're in one place and they're stationed, which I think may play a major part heading into the tournament. So I don't want to be premature and say they're favorites. I'll leave that to the English fans. But this is exciting, James, and that's six points. 2-2. It's looking good. They could enter the third game a little bit relaxed, maybe rest some players and get some recovery and have a good run in the knockout stages.
I think it's interesting you brought that out because James Thomas, obviously, who we just had on talking about the Wales team, he was talking about the travelling issues that obviously Wales and Italy are having. I think Wales a little more so, but so it's very much in line with that. But I think you're right. I think one of the key things I liked was Mancini left on Immobile. He could have took him off. At one point you were thinking he might freshen up, but he left him on and he got his goal, which I think bodes well for Italy going down the line in the tournament. So I think, and as you mentioned, Insigne, to me, he's so creative. I mean, he's short. He looks like, I'm not going to compare him to Messi, but he's got that stature, that creativity, that he can draw players in and obviously lay the ball off. So I loved that. I thought it was a great polished performance from Italy. And I think at this point, we could probably head over to Sandro Grande to give us what he thought on his Italian team. So over to you, Sandro.
Hey, Andre. Hey, James. As you can see, I'm outside with my beautiful flag in behind me. Look, the Italy game was fantastic. Another great performance on their part. Looks solid defensively, very good in possession and attacking with speed on many occasions. Look, the team looks energetic, looks in sync. Looks like they're on a mission for something big, and I just hope they can keep on going. I mean, I'm going to enjoy the ride as it stands right now, and just keep on supporting. It looks like they're giving us a show here. So have a good one.
All right, folks. So that's from Sandro, our representative for Italy, giving us his analysis. Thank you so much. So James, we're going to head across.
Just a reminder, everyone, for more episodes with Shaka Hits Luck, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more updates, interviews, and content.